Before we check into today's video, please quickly check below to see if you've subscribed. It's totally free and allows you to never miss one of our stories. Coming up on this clip of the Go Grogan simulation. When their death world's very ground tore open and spewed forth molten rock and metals, the humans endured. When every creature they could hunt was faster, stronger, or in greater numbers, the humans endured by chasing the damn things down until their prey accepted their death. When winter fell upon the humans and they had no more food that could be scavenged, the humans learned agriculture and food preservation to endure again. And when their death world tried to kill them with all manner of plagues and parasites, the humans developed means to defeat such threats to their longevity. And again, they endured. Welcome, one and all, cryptids and cat people, to the Go Drogan simulation, the only show on the HoloNet that will actually ask questions about anything to anyone. We're joined here on episode 5,118,208 by renowned galactic explorer, Colonel Talon Q. Copiton. So, Colonel, how are you doing today? I heard that your trip to Earth was exciting, so much so that you believe it is the most dangerous planet in the galaxy. I'm doing spectacular, Go. I just spent about 5 galactic cycles on Earth, and I learned just about everything I could whilst I was down there. You are a hunter, right? I do. I hunt seasonally like most Greys do. Alright, get this, Go. Earth has 7 separate and diverse continents that all possess their own unique flora and fauna. Of these continents, Africa has some of the most terrifying creatures I've ever seen. They got giant quadrupeds with gigantic horns on their faces, Go. They got other quadrupeds that got necks so long you'd need 10 Greys standing on each other's shoulders to look them in the eyes, Go. These things are enormous. 10? 10 fully grown Greys? No way! What the heck are these things called, Talon? They're called giraffes, Go. They're called giraffes, and they fight by whipping each other with their heads, Go. It's one of the most metal things I've seen in this galaxy, man. With their heads? They whip each other? T3, could you pull this up? Look up Earth giraffe fights. On it. This one? Yes, this one. Look at that shit. Holy dude! Look at him. They do that for fun, mate. They do that just to pass the damn time, mate. They just do that? That's insane. I've never seen a creature do that before. That's the wild part, Go. Almost every single creature on Earth does this to some degree or another. Primates that throw feces at one another. Herd-based creatures that butt heads with their horns. Also tube-like reptiles that... Wait, tube? Yes, alright, so imagine this. You're a small creature with a very long torso. No legs, no arms, no appendages at all. Just a head on a tube. How the hell do you get around? I don't think you could. Maybe rolling? But that would take ages just to get across the floor. It'd be hell on your back, and then you'd get dizzy as hell. Imagine doing that while jacked up on hydrogen gas, man. Well, yeah, that'd be awful, but no, they don't roll. They fucking slither, mate. They just move in an S shape and just go wherever they want. They're called snakes, and they have incredible control over their bodies. Some hunt by constricting creatures smaller than themselves and just choking the shit out of them. The big ones can get fucking antelope and crocs, mate. Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that on Earth, there's a tube that hunts prey down by squeezing them to death? And the biggest ones can do it to livestock? No, crocs are their own whole group of predators. They hunt in murky water and they just eviscerate anything they catch. I saw it in person one day. My little group and I were looking over this gorgeous river with a small herd of antelope trying to cross the thing, when this nightmarish green maw lurched out of the water and yanked one of the little ones into the water with him. The whole herd just left the little bastard to die. I don't blame him, because the croc was spinning around in the water to just shred this little antelope, make him bite-sized. So you're telling me that crocs, was it? Yeah, crocodiles. Thank you. So crocodiles just spin around in the water with something in their mouths to just shred it? Yes, that is how the crocs hunt. I've got a video. You want to see it? Yeah, man. T3, could you pull that up for us? Thank you. Yeah, that's the video right here. Oh man, for anyone who is just listening and not watching right now, this croc, it looks like a gigantic lizard with huge triangular teeth. And it's just spinning in the water with this small tan thing in the water, and it's just getting pulped. Look at that, it's just going 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spins. Oh, by the stars, look at that. That is brutal, man. Yeah, and get this. These creepy green fuckers have not evolved in like 70 million years. What? Yeah, these monsters have been exactly the same for longer than human civilization. If you took every human civilization and added their existence times together, you wouldn't even be close to matching the length of time that crocodiles have been a top-tier predator on Earth. That's crazy. So how scary do humans have to be to compete with these things, man? No, you don't understand. Humans are insane. These fuckers have been around about 100,000 years, and they're already in space with us, Go. You're lying. There's no way they got to space in under 500,000 years of development. No, I'm not lying. They did it with a setback. What? What setback? Did they lose a rocket thruster? No, okay, get this. There was this tremendous empire called the Roman Empire. They controlled this small nation called Egypt, and within Egypt was a city called Alexandria with a library. Now Go, get this. This library was home to thousands of texts from all over Earth. Engineering, agriculture, translations of important documents of all languages. And then during a civil war, it gets burned down. All that knowledge just gone? Gone. Set the humans back 1,000 years. Wait, that's it? That's it. They hit that speed bump and sailed over towards making everything better. They didn't even blink, Go. No way. No, Go, I'm dead serious. Humans are maniacs. What else do they do? They build megacities out of towns. What? Go, I'm serious. They build megacities out of towns. They start with a tiny cluster of homes called a hamlet. This grows until it becomes a village where it gets schools, businesses, and medical centers. This becomes a town where everything kind of functions like a town here in Garmadon. The main difference is that because everything was built randomly over a huge span of time, it all looks unique. No two buildings look the same. And the ones that do start to look like the ones we have here in Garmadon. Grid structures, right? Right, but if their towns are so chaotic, how do they function? They function really well, actually. So get this, Go. If there's a giant roadway that runs through a town, they'll just build sidewalks over the top of the road so that the humans can just walk over their terrestrial vehicles, whilst the vehicles just go about their business. Too many people want to live in one place. They just build tiny living quarters in giant towers called apartment complexes. Small ones can house anywhere from like 8 to 10 small families, but the big ones can house hundreds, thousands in some cases. They do the same things with businesses. One building could potentially house 50 different businesses. They call them shopping malls. So what you're telling me is that they have mastered their ability to control the world around them? Yes, Go. If there's a mountain and a gorge somewhere they want to build a city, they'll either build the natural landscape into their city so it works better, or fill in the gorge with the mountain. Fill in a gorge? That's crazy! I'm telling you, Go, humans don't care about what makes sense or not. They just do whatever they want. They've mastered explosions. What? What does that even mean, Talon? They use explosions to do everything. Like what? Okay, so, for example, their terrestrial vehicles, they don't use turbines or solar panels or even particle acceleration. They have this stuff on Earth called petroleum gas, and it's highly flammable. It's so flammable that a spark makes it explode. So humans take this petroleum, inject a small amount into a hollow cylinder, and then light it with a spark, making it explode. This explosion moves a piston that turns a motor wheel. Sounds inefficient. It is. So they just add like 4 or more of these to an engine and suddenly it works great. On the small end, 4, 6, and 8-cylinder engines are common for small personal transportation vehicles, and even some small general logistics vehicles. But then they have vehicles that are meant to race one another that can have upwards of 20 cylinders. Why do they race? Because it's fun. Riding in one feels like trying to leave the atmosphere in a faulty spaceship. Really? That's crazy. Are all of their vehicles like this? Or just the ones on the roads? No, all of their vehicles that utilize petroleum use this piston and cylinder system to mobilize themselves. Simple pulleys with mechanical assistance devices make steering easy. The engine turns a turbine within the vehicle to give it electrical charge that is used to motorize windows and adjust the seats with ease. It also powers internal climate control devices and even small recording devices that can play music for the occupants. Illumination modules on the front for low light situations, and modules on the rear to indicate deceleration and intention to alter direction of the vehicle. They call them turn signals and brake lights. Ha ha ha! Little lights on the back? What, do they blink or something? Yes, actually, they blink and go donk, donk, donk. They fucking blink! That's funny as hell, man! So I was reading your myriad of reports you filled out on Earth, and you claim that humans are the most dangerous part of Earth. How? Because I'm looking at them and they look like characters from a children's Holocaster show. Don't see these guys doing anything crazy like conquering the galaxy or something. Go, you aren't gonna believe this. So, you know how I was just explaining their terrestrial vehicles? Yeah? The whole species has mastered this explosion tech thing. When they need to power a city, they will get a gigantic building with steam turbines, and they turn the turbines by burning coal. Coal? Like the small black rocks that we throw out for being too dangerous? Yes, that coal. They use it across the planet. They burn around 100 tons of coal per 100,000 humans a day. There are approximately 10 billion of the bastards running around on Earth right now, and a standard Earth year has roughly 365 days in a year. Whoa! 100 tons a day? Per 100,000? Yes, every day. If you do the math on it, it comes out to 3,065,000,000 tons a day on Earth. You know what? You're right. I don't believe you. No species in the galaxy could pull that off. But the humans found a workaround for it, Go. At first, they tried gigantic hydroelectric plants, dams the size of a small moon that just used water to turn turbines and make electricity, enough that it powered large swathes of their civilization. But that wasn't good enough, so they made these titanic windmills like we did around 1 million years ago to make grain, right? The humans made modern ones that could power small communities and set them up in their thousands. Whole cities were powered by these things. They also made solar panels, big ones that are 5 times more effective than our own. If we hooked one of these up to our cars, they would go forever, Go. No fucking way! It's not possible! It's not possible, you say? No, it's not possible. You'd have to orbit a star that pumps out ludicrous sums of radioactive energy that would kill just about anything it came in contact with. Well, yes. The difference is in Earth's core. It's all molten metal, causing this incredibly thick electromagnetic shield to form around the planet. You want to know why all our ships struggle to land on Earth? It's the 2 massive magnetic emitters on the top and bottom of the planet. They fry any sensor that goes through it. They have a fucking shield? Yes, Go. The planet built itself a shield. Oh, fuck off! You want me to lie to you, Go? No, okay. So back on topic. Super powerful solar panels. Right, the solar panels. They weren't enough either. But the humans were on the right track. They realized that the sun was the answer. So they decided to make tiny suns that could power their civilization. So they build nuclear reactors that look like tiny suns that boil water in their superstructures that look like you could land a battle cruiser in one. They are enormous. Wow! So do they use nuclear agitation or controlled splitting? Fission and fusion, Go. What? Fission and fusion, Go, Grogan. That's insane! The Intergalactic High Council has made so many laws banning the fission and or fusion of subatomic particles, because it could become unstable so easily and kill millions. I know, and they got a few thousand on Earth because these little psychos wanted to have heating throughout the winters on Earth. Talon, dude, my head is spinning right now. Imagine hearing that after smoking some claxweed. Oh, stars, dude. I'd be too busy freaking out to continue the holocast. Understandable. But wait, are they good at this whole nuclear fusion and fission thing? Because to utilize a technology that is so dangerous and so unpredictable and so expensive, you'd have to be one of, if not the best at it, right? Well, Go, the humans have an attitude that I think a few more species need to adopt. They call it, fuck it, we ball, and they just kinda do whatever they want to in order to move forwards. This includes setting up nuclear reactors with woefully inefficient computers, and they have had a series of meltdowns throughout their history. One was called the Chernobyl nuclear reactor catastrophe, in which one of these reactors actually blew up. It blew up? Yes, it detonated like a damn firework. This made the nearby area uninhabitable. Guess how the humans decided to fix it? How? They poured a few tons of concrete on it, and then flew a gigantic metal sarcophagus into it, and just left it there. What? They just said out of sight, out of mind, and went out to lunch? Did the sarcophagus ever fail? Yes, that is effectively what happened. And after the first cover fell apart, they just built a bigger and better one and recovered the thing. Oh yes, 'cause it worked so well last time. Well, this one held up until now. They think it'll keep working for at least a few more years. These guys are fucking maniacs. They just swept a fucking species-altering issue under the rug, and when it poked its head out, they just swept it harder? That's nuts! It is nuts, but it's what they did, and they think that this is how they intend to solve the issue again moving forwards. That's ridiculous. No, it gets more ridiculous. All right, space travel, right? You know how we do it here or Garmadon, right? Yes, I do. Dr. Remershad explained it a few episodes back. We, put grav hamsters in G-lock wheels and then let them run until their gravity-reversing properties allow for the vessel in question to just float away from Garmadon. Once you get out of the gravity well of the planet, the same grav hamsters get turned around so they can make artificial gravity on the spaceship, so that the crew can walk around it without issue, right? Yes, that's exactly right. We got lucky as all hell with the grav hamsters. Humans didn't have anything like that luxury. Humans instead made this highly explosive fuel and compacted it into a solid. They then pack as much of this solid fuel into a rocket as possible. They then make it explode, but slowly. Slowly? Yes, slowly. This fuel explosion is funneled out the back of the rocket, giving it thrust. With enough thrust, they can get the rocket off the ground. The issue they had was that they could only get about halfway out of the gravity well of Earth before running out of fuel. So they fixed this issue by cutting the rocket in half and adding smaller explosives that release the dead weight so that the remaining fuel has less to lift. And at this point, it also has less friction from the air to deal with, making the lift greater without having to make more powerful fuel. That's actually genius. They managed to solve the rocket problem. Albeit they did it the most human way possible, by blowing things up to allow more things to blow up. Yeah, you're going to hate how they do faster than light travel, Go. What? Do they blow more things up? Yes. What do they blow up? Atoms. What? Yeah, the atoms that power their homes also send them screaming through space faster than light. Wait, hold on. Alright, so on Garmadon, we use small, localized wormholes to instantly transition from one place to another. How do humans do it? They use nuclear bombs and quantum computers. What? Yeah, okay, so get this. Humans figured out how to move faster than light without using wormholes. They do this by detonating a nuclear bomb behind their craft, next to a small dark matter pod. When the dark matter meets nuclear fusion, it creates a small isotope for less than a millionth of a second. The humans found a way to capture this small isotope speed and instantaneously accelerate past the speed of light towards their destination. They can do this because there's nothing aside from photons hitting their ship to cause drag on the vessel. This allows the humans to move faster than light without slowing down considerably due to outside interference. Now, the issue is that if you encounter a celestial body moving at approximately 150% the speed of light, you will die and obliterate a planet or a star, which is bad. So, the humans decided that instead of just slowing down so that a computer could tell them what is happening, they would instead make quantum computers that can analyze data several trillion times faster than a regular computer. The only issue is inputting all of the data of all the planets and ships and stars and space debris and whatever else you may run into, and their travel paths and possible deviations based on countless factors. It's too much. But the humans found something interesting whilst traveling at faster than light speeds to extended durations. What's that? The known laws of physics begin to fall apart at faster than light speeds. The humans realized that their artificial gravity control modules were not online, yet they were walking around as if the modules were activated. They suddenly realized that they were only doing so because they subconsciously believed that they would operate on the spaceship as they had on Earth, at least locomotion-wise. The humans realized that their minds had begun making the rules for this place that exists beyond the speed of light. They called it the cognition zone. Whoa! So what? They could control everything around them with their minds? No, sadly. Only their subconscious could manipulate reality. So the first thing they did was try to master their subconscious to manipulate reality within the cognition zone they had just discovered. Wait. So humanity finds the biggest scientific discovery of all time, and before we can fully wrap our heads around it, they just start exploring it? How long ago did they discover this? 30 years ago. 30? 30 years ago, Go. That's insane. How far along have they gotten with this new frontier of science? Well, the first thing the humans did was start investigating who was a good candidate for mastering their subconscious. And they found that they have a wide variety of individuals to work with. Intelligence level, spirituality, neurological abnormalities, none of it mattered. What did matter was how adaptable their minds were. Humans were able to deduce that around 76% of their population was an eligible candidate. So they began sending people up and just started pumping as many people into the cognition zone as they could, and started gathering data. After about 10 years, they managed to conclude that human thought was almost entirely subconscious. People were accidentally moving things closer towards them without touching them physically. At first it was small stuff, a snack, an entertainment device's remote, and then things got bigger. Whole dessert trays, entire pieces of furniture, you name it. If there was one on the ship, a human no doubt moved it with their mind, which came with some good news and bad news for humanity. What's that? Like, did something get someone hurt or? No, thankfully nobody got hurt in these experiments, but what was discovered was that around only 15% of those who went up came back able to retain any degree of their powers, and of those, less than 1% was able to move past simple telekinesis. Only around 1 million humans can actively summon things out of thin air. Wait, the humans have people who can turn energy into mass? Yes, and they can do it instantly without excessive effort as well. That's terrifying, Talon. It gets scarier, Go. The humans have managed to identify how to get over the next hurdle in regards to becoming a fully psychic species, and they managed to start cracking the code, so to speak, on how they can do it. What did they figure out? Well, they figured out that the human mind does not terribly care for large numbers and intricate concepts that cannot be understood easily. This has limited humans to converting raw energy into food, or simple medicines that fix minor aches and pains, and small things like a pencil or paper. There is a single reported instance of a charging cord for a small electronic device. Now that by itself is a phenomenal step forwards with this field of research. But the humans had an idea to use this ability to start a pseudo-caste system. The first psionics would generate large amounts of simple foods and basic resources to allow for the next generation of psionics to focus on the production of more complex materials. Spaceship parts are the goal for this second stage. They then want to go to a third step that will allow for proper void-worthy vessels and the materials to run such a vessel. After this, they will engage in a fourth step that will allow the humans to become gods amongst all other peoples. Precisely. Wait, if the humans manage to get this to work, then wouldn't they just be able to snap their fingers and eradicate anyone who refuses to bow to them? Or would they just be able to wipe out all non-human civilizations across the stars? What is stopping them from doing that? Well, I am happy to tell you and everyone watching your show that the humans are among the nicest and kindest peoples across the galaxy. It took them a very short time to get used to an alien like me, and then an even shorter time to adopt me as one of their own. They are social creatures and loathe being alone. Oh, that's nice. It is. And if it makes you feel any better, the humans have requested anyone who wants to join the program to do so, regardless of species. The humans genuinely believe that they have discovered the answer to all issues throughout the universe, and they want everyone to benefit from it. They really think this is going to work? I believe they do. But wait, why do they want to bring the whole of the galaxy along with them? Why do they even care about anyone else? Didn't we only just discover humans about 200 years ago? And then we studied them from afar before even making contact with them for at least 50, right? So why do they bear any warm feelings towards us? How do we know that this isn't some scam to get free scientists, resources, and labor out of the intergalactic community and its best and brightest minds? Well, I think I can answer that. Earth was not a kind planet to the humans. It has seen thousands of species call it home, from gigantic predators that could swallow them whole to microscopic life that wants to kill them in order to use their dead bodies to reproduce. They have endured weather events that would cripple other species, storms that tear entire cities apart, solar flares that wipe out whole swaths of communications and essential aspects for their species' survival. They have fought wars that we would only ever see in simulations without any form of end scenario variable. The humans have lost billions upon billions upon billions to the death world that they were shackled with since their birth as a species. Earth has tried its hardest since before humans existed to ensure that humanity never made it past tribal hunter-gatherers huddling together to hide from freezing cold winters and the terrors that were dominant long before themselves. When their death world's very ground tore open and spewed forth molten rock and metals, the humans endured. When every creature they could hunt was faster, stronger, or in greater numbers, the humans endured by chasing the damn things down until their prey accepted their death. When winter fell upon the humans and they had no more food that could be scavenged, the humans learned agriculture and food preservation to endure again. And when their death world tried to kill them with all manner of plagues and parasites, the humans developed means to defeat such threats to their longevity. And again, they endured. I think their long history has helped the humans to understand the nature of struggling against everything and still coming out on top. I think it has given them a hunger to make things better for everyone. Talon, I gotta say, man, that's beautiful. And I'm glad they have this mentality, but just the thought alone is terrifying. It is, but I have faith in the humans. I spend enough time with them to become familiar enough with them to understand how important all of their research is, and how valuable they see life as. I don't see the humans trying to enslave the galaxy or obliterating all non-human life. They don't really like killing unless it is necessary. I mean, they get upset when their cats die. These small furry creatures that essentially just hiss and claw at the humans constantly and then pee on their carpets for no discernible reason. The humans become really sad when these little antagonistic creatures die of natural causes. They get even more upset when these cats die of unnatural causes. They feel this way with pet fish, dogs, reptiles, and amphibians. The humans become inseparable from their pets, creatures that in a majority of cases provide little more than companionship for them. They get sad, depressed even, in their absence. Imagine how upset they'd be if the whole of life outside of their own ceased suddenly. So they form pack bonds with creatures other than themselves, and then truly mourn their loss? Yes, they do. Damn! I imagine they'd get pretty upset if they were all alone in the galaxy. Yes, they would. Well, despite being terrifying, with their homeworld and their newfound abilities, you've managed to convince me that maybe they aren't going to kill us all, which I would prefer for the record. Any humans out there listening who would like to join the simulation for an episode, get in contact with T3. He'll get us organized. You've changed your tune, Mr. Grogan. Well, I mean, if they are going to figure this whole cognito zone thing, I'd rather be able to see it happen. What is the first thing you are going to do when you become a psionic? Get high and do magic? Hell yeah, dude! Think about the new level of Zen you can land on with zero effort. Ha 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 ha! You could do anything that your mind can conjure up, theoretically, and you chose to become intoxicated? Yup. I envy your joy of the simplistic joys of life. I envy your intellect, man. You told me so much that went right over my head. I fear you are not alone in that analysis. Man, if I knew being smart would allow you to meet aliens that could teach you to be a robot, I would have tried way harder in school. You and everyone else on Garmadon. Yeah, stay in school, young ones.